Next, we have our 24/7, just-in-time, fungible meeting model. It's a mouthful. What I mean by that is, for communications, we have already said that communication is based on the sender. The sender is responsible for making sure the receiver can do it. But the next thing we want to say is that we want to eliminate as many meetings as possible. So for communication, you send the communication when you need to. If you're working late at night, you send it late at night. If you're working during the day. So you don't send it based on wondering if the receiver can take messages or worrying about that. You let the receiver manage their messaging. You send the messages when you need to. So 24/7, whenever you need to, you send the messages. We train the receivers to turn off their ringer or whatever they need to do to manage their messaging. That's a whole nother thing. But by sending them whenever you need to, then you don't have to think about, should I send it now or that sort of thing. And when we send messages regarding meetings, we call them fungible because we have something we call forward guidance. So if you have a meeting set at 4 o'clock, it doesn't necessarily have to be set at 4 o'clock. If it's flexible, that's what fungible means. And so we can change the time to 4:30 as long as we give the receiver forward guidance. And because we can work from anywhere on any device, if the meeting isn't happening at 4, no matter where we are, we can go do something else. And because we have modular and hyper-targeted tasks, we can do a little task here. A little task might be reading that report that you're looking at about XYZ. It might be looking at something from your outsourcing to confirm or respond to that. So by taking back time, by finding pockets of time where you can do these little tasks, it doesn't matter as much if meetings happen at a certain time, if they're set to fungible meetings. If there's a specific time, then sure. But the most important thing is to give this forward guidance to tell the receiver, listen, let's back this meeting off by 10 minutes, 5 minutes, a half an hour. What's most important is you give them response before that time, so you're not wasting their time. But there's no such thing as wasted time in Digital Samurai because we can take back that time and do something productive with it. And that is really what that process is all about. Now we call that process asynchronous communications. And simply what that means is that you communicate when you want and they communicate when they want, and they don't have to match. And if you follow the prime directive of communicating with clarity, then you've put in why you want to talk to them, what they're supposed to do, how, and if it's a file or something they're looking for, the name of that file. We have very specific protocols around that we teach the clients, but the entire objective is to limit the amount of meetings and face-to-face you need with this asynchronous process. And it works really, really well. If you communicate well, you don't need nearly as many meetings. And a lot of meetings waste a lot of time. So we shorten the amount of meetings we have with asynchronous communication.